Knowledge is that force that allows man to overcome the barriers and obstacles in life. When you have knowledge, there's certain things that knowledge just won't let you do. Why is knowledge so powerful that it can stop you from doing certain things and give you fuel to do others? Inside of knowledge is evidence, and evidence is what converts beliefs into convictions. And convictions give the mind permission to throw one's whole self at a task that's in front of them. Now, as you move through life, you'll learn, and I've learned, and many have already learned, there's only two types of knowledge that you ever get in this life. Bought knowledge and taught knowledge. Bought knowledge is that knowledge that you gain from life experience, but taught knowledge is that knowledge you get by reading and by observation of other people. In this world, they like to say that experience is the best teacher, but that's a lie. Experience might be the most effective teacher, but it's not the best teacher. In the Holy Quran, there's a verse that says, travel the earth and study the ends of those that have gone before you. That doesn't sound like you're supposed to be using your experience to learn. It sounds like you're supposed to study and observe other people's experiences and learn from that. There's a saying that a fool learns from their own mistakes and wise people learn from others. You've never turned on a commercial on television and seen them advertising for how good the seatbelt or the airbags work in the vehicle, and the CFO or the CEO or the owner of the company's inside the car driving into the wall to prove how good the seatbelt and airbags work. No, every time you see this incident where they're doing these commercials, you see them little plastic figures inside the car with them orange and black stickers all over them. Yeah, they call them crash what? Crash dummies. What's the lesson? See, whenever you are foolish, you have to experiment to get your knowledge. But when you're smart, when you're wise, you don't learn from your own mistakes, but you learn from others. In the world of education, they say the formula for learning is C.O.R.E, C-O-R-E, for communication, observation, reading, and experimentation. Well, if the first three, C-O-R-E, communication, observation, and reading, these are all things one gets from taught knowledge, and the last thing on the list is experimentation, bought knowledge, then we should be wise and not wait to be our own crash dummies in life. Not be that kind of scientist that mixes a concoction and then takes a sip of it to see how it's going to work. No, we should do as the Quran said do. Get that taught knowledge. Travel the earth and study the ends of those that have gone before you. And I say to my young sisters and brothers that are coming up trying to figure out their purpose for living, or you might already have your purpose for living or what you want to be in life. Go around and interview everybody you don't want to be like. And whoever you don't want to be like, ask them what they were doing when they were your age. And if you find that you're doing the same thing that they were doing whenever they were your age, know this, you're en route to become them whenever you reach their age. Also, study those that you want to be like when you grow up and ask them what they were doing when they were your age. And what you'll find, young soldiers, is not only will they tell you what they did that worked, but they'll also tell you things they did that didn't work, and then they'll tell you things they wish they would have done. And don't you know, sisters and brothers, if you can do what they did that worked, eliminate what they did that didn't work, and then add to your equation what they wish they would have done, you can become them faster than they became themselves. But if you find the one you don't want to be like, and you've got some habits that match theirs when they were your age, it's time to renegotiate your habits.